Good afternoon and welcome to the BBC News at 1. Relatives of the passengers and crew on board the Malaysian Airlines flight shot down over eastern Ukraine last July have been told they would have died instantly. Dutch investigators have just published their report into the downing of MH17. It was hit by a Russian-made Buk missile, but they haven't said who fired it. All 298 passengers and crew were killed, among them 10 Britons. From Donetsk in Ukraine, Tom Burridge sent this report. Labour's new leadership is under fire from some of its own MPs because of a U-turn over economic policy. Last night, the Shadow Chancellor, John McDonnell, said the party was no longer going to support Conservative plans which would require future governments to keep the economy in the black. He said the change underlined Labour's position as an anti-austerity party, but one MP called the decision a shambles. Here's our political correspondent, Robin Brandt. Inflation fell to minus 0.1% last month, largely because of a smaller than usual rise in clothes prices and cheaper petrol at the pump. But last month's fall is particularly important because September's figure is used to set annual increases for some pensioner and disability benefits, as well as public service pensions. Here's our economics correspondent, Andrew Verity. Police in Manchester say the shooting of a 7-year-old boy and his mother last night are connected to a feud between criminal gangs. Officers have called the shootings the 11th around Salford and Bolton in the last few months sickening and cowardly. The boy and his mother are being treated for leg wounds. Judith Moritz reports. If you're black, you are 3 times more likely to be involved in taser incidents than white people, according to figures obtained by the BBC. The Home Office said the electric stun gun was drawn, aimed or fired 38,000 times in England and Wales over the last 5 years. In more than 12% of cases, tasers were used against black people, who make up just 4% of the population. Here's our Home Affairs correspondent Danny Shaw, and his report does contain some flash images. Cameron is writing to the Saudi Arabian government over the case of a British pensioner who's facing a public flogging. 74-year-old Carl Andre was arrested by Saudi religious police last August after being caught with homemade wine in the boot of his car. He was sentenced to receive 360 lashes, which his family says would kill him if the punishment was carried out. Richard Lister reports. We view indecent images of children are being urged to get therapy and counselling before they get caught. A charity which works with offenders has produced a series of videos modelled on campaigns to reduce knife crime and drink driving. Police think at least 50,000 people are involved in downloading or sharing obscene child material. Angus Crawford has more. Now, the Vulcan. For nearly 30 years, it was the RAF's main strategic bomber, the front line of the UK's nuclear deterrent and an icon of British aerospace engineering. It was retired from service in 1984, shortly after seeing action in the Falklands War. Well, now the last Vulcan to fly is on a farewell tour around the UK. Danny Savage reports.